episode of Journey of a Christian Writer. In this episode, I'm going to go over the last stage of writing, which is revising. What is revising? Revising is a combination of three different processes, including editing and rewriting and proofreading. Together, these processes are meant to improve the first drafts of your short stories, novels, or plays. These three processes are both done individually after getting critiques on one's writing from beta readers or other writers, as well as while working with professional editors. Editing. Editing is the first step of the revision process. There are two main types of editing and several different stages or categories of editing. The two main types are macro editing and micro editing. Macro editing is big picture editing, while micro editing is grammatical editing, where writers or editors check for all the smaller mechanics like spelling, word usage, spacing, and punctuation. Developmental or content editing is macro editing, and the category of editing that looks at the whole story content of books or literary works. This editing is the first category of editing short stories and novels typically go through, and evaluates things like character development, pacing, story structure, point of view, or length. Other categories of editing are line editing, which involves editing manuscripts line by line, and copy editing, which involves making grammatical corrections. Both of these are micro-editing. Although not required, some writers also self-edit their work before submitting to professional editors. I always do this myself, as it can help save some mental headache for editors and lower the cost of pro-editing, which is one of self-published authors' greatest expense while self-publishing. Rewriting. Rewriting is when writers rewrite their first drafts after completing all of the editing processes. This is where writers write their second drafts and sometimes third, fourth, or fifth drafts depending on the length and type of short stories, novels, plays, or books writers are writing. The process of rewriting typically takes several weeks to some months to complete. Proofreading. Proofreading is the final step of revision before publication. This is where writers and editors carefully read through the entire manuscript to check for any other lingering grammatical mistakes or typos that might have been missed after the first couple of editing passes. Some things that may be noticed and corrected are word choice, misspelled words, or punctuation errors. Why is revising important? Writers revising their written work and books are important because it allows them to release better quality books before publication and in the market. People judge books not only by the cover, but typically by the content within them. When writers publish books with no editing or revision done, it can result in less credibility and poor reviews from dissatisfied readers. Therefore, never skip the revision process. Although it's time-consuming, it will be for your benefit later after publication. And that is the end of my stages of writing, and I hope it was helpful, and until next time, happy writing.